Hello there, everyone, and welcome to another Factorio base tour. It has been quite a while since the last one, and I have been dealing with a lot of stuff, moved, busy, kind of overwhelmed with things, and I really should have been more on top of it. I have a bunch lined up, but I wanted to start with a doozy. As you can see already, this is insane. Now, before you step away, because it looks modded, it is modded, but it's modded because it is a Clusterio server. If you remember way back, I was in a project for a 60k science per minute Clusterio server project game, and I did a base tour of it, and it's been super popular on the channel even now, and it's pretty crazy. This one, it just puts that to shame. Okay, this is. I was not part of this project, but I was invited to come take a look at it once they finished, and they have finished. This is a 300,000 science per minute base, or I guess kind of culmination of bases. So how Clusterio works really quickly, just to explain, for anyone who doesn't know, basically Clusterio is this awesome mod that allows you to have multiple servers all connect together and kind of run in unison. So essentially, so we are in a smelting world right now, and these modded buildings are essentially item injectors and extractors to send materials from this server to a different server. So you're basically teleporting the items from one server to a different server, and so on and so forth. So what this allows you to do essentially is go beyond the normal restrictions and boundaries of a mega base on one world and span it across many worlds. There's about 70 servers, or 70 server instances here. So there's about 70 worlds. We're not going to look at all of them because that would take forever. But there's about 70 worlds here, all working together to achieve a 300,000 science per minute base, essentially. Now, of course, I know some may consider this not really legitimate or doesn't count because it's not all in one world, which would be fair. But I think it's still an amazing feat because just the sheer scale of it in the builds and in techniques used are really quite mind blowing in some cases, and just it's just ridiculous, really. I mean, it's pretty unbelievable, especially once we get into some of these other worlds. This one, not like too crazy. I mean, it's smelting. We will look at these smelters. It's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, these smelters are pretty nuts. And as we go through, there's just going to be more and more really cool, crazy stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually in a Discord chat with three other guys here who are a big part of this project and run the servers and have participated and such. And they're going to kind of give us a tour of 7 or 8 of the main servers and kind of explain some things, show stuff off, and we're going to take a look at it that way. So I hope you enjoy. This is going to be nuts. And then what we're going to do is near the end, we're going to do a little demonstration of how insane it is with production and how fast it can knock out a science. And also we're going to cover what level of science they are at for some things, which is pretty nuts. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute myself in Discord and hop into the channel, and we're going to get our guided tour going.
Go take care of that. I'll add more acid.
All right. I am back if we want to start.
All right.
Yep.
Alrighty, so we are
welcome to godforsaken Quacktorio. Oh my god. We've assembled over 60 maps worth of game to build 300,000 science per minute.
Pretty ridiculous. This is really a feat of engineering, I would say, for sure. So I think we're starting in Smelting 2 here is where I am. Iron Smelting 2.
Oh, yeah. Yes. This is one of our favorite maps, designed by Steve Trov. And his smelting array, just using trains, the same train to load ore, then process into plate. It's breathtaking to watch it in action.
Yeah, this is crazy. Taking a look at this, really, really cool design. These massive trains. I don't how is this like 12 wagons? 10 wagon trains, these massive trains that combine
24
Oh,
wagons.
24. Okay. Um, the combine.
24 with only 4 locomotives
Oh, I
because
see. Yeah.
he prioritized movement of material over speed because the trains don't need to be fast. They just need to just get across like the map, which is short relatively, and smelt some more damn plate.
Yes. Exactly. So, this is pretty ridiculous. So looks like a 7 beacon design on these
Hmm.
smelters, which is still pretty damn fast. Insert directly into trains, which makes sense, for UPS reasons and efficiency. Um, and
Oh yeah, we had to shave every corner to to get UPS out of all these worlds
oh yeah, yeah,
because
absolutely.
since it's on a cluster, since it's sharing production, any single server that's below 60 UPS uh, is actually lying to us with what it's producing. So let's say you get to like just like down to 52 UPS, you're losing 15% of real time production.
Wow. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah.
So it has to be plate outputted by the world in real time. So we've had to tune every single one of these servers to be at 60 UPS or as close to it as we can possibly achieve.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys have done a great job. Like, if I pull up my um, statistics here, the debug stuff, I'm only like 4.5 update time, so you're way under 60 UPS here, which is really impressive, all things considered, honestly.
Yeah, I
So
think
yeah,
we worked out that if the server's producing like a million a minute, we 1 million or 2 million a minute, if going down to just 52 UPS, which is tolerable on most servers, means we're losing 85,000 plate per minute.
holy crap, yeah, that is ridiculous. That just shows the sheer scale of things too. That you know, that you can lose that much. Just in comparison to everything, it's pretty crazy. I'm looking at the overall production here, just this world alone. And for the viewers to keep in mind, this is just one of it looks like 6 iron smelting worlds. So
Oh, yeah.
this is just one of 6, and it's made 31 billion copper all time, or sorry, iron. So to give you an
Yes,
idea of
billion.
scale, yeah, it's ridiculous. And there's even more copper. There's 8 copper smelting worlds. So pretty
Yeah,
nuts
there's
there.
eight. Yeah, eight more copper smelting worlds, and like this is by far the most interesting one to look at. But the rest of them are hauling. They're producing the plate we need.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, this is just crazy, super awesome uh, to look at here, and yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just for viewers who've never looked at Clusterio, basically, the machine there's a swapping area here, a transfer station where the trains are taking in ore and then basically outputting plate to go to another world. So pretty straightforward there, nice and easy in that regard. Um, and electricity extractors are basically bringing electricity in from electricity producing worlds. So this world alone is taking almost 30 gigawatts of power, which is pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Pretty nuts. Now there are several other worlds we want to look at. So which one do you think we want to hop to next here?
Since we're still doing the basics, I guess power. If you want to just jump on the Solar 3.
Solar 3. Okay. Solar 3. So take a minute to switch here. Nice, easy interface. And I've been told this one is kind of ridiculous.
Kinda is a bit of an
It's
understatement.
it's big.
Yeah. So it's actually going to take me a while to download this. So I may cut the video here and then splice
Sure.
together.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm on a 7-minute wait timer. So
I,
Oh, good
I think
lord, I'm
it's a
so sorry.
500 megabyte map.
Wow, that
Like
is a lot.
400, yeah, 400 and change.
Who's hosting it?
This one's on
Code six,
Quack's machine.
Oh,
by the way.
no, I can't.
All right, we're
No,
back.
not against in Australia. He can't. He won't be able to join for half an hour.
Never mind. Yeah,
All right, so
scratch that.
we're back. This is yeah, this is one of the worlds. There's three solar worlds. This is ridiculous. So
It's by far the largest of the three.
yeah, there's
Oh, yeah.
30 million, holy crap, 30 million solar panels on this world, generating 1.8 terawatts of power on just this world. Um,
Mm-hmm.
this is insane. Now, for anyone wondering why there's no accumulators, if you wouldn't mind just quickly explaining that again, that you explained to me.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a minor flaw with the Clusterio mod where you can't output joules from accumulators into the common storage system subspace
Mm-hmm.
because it treats the injector as another accumulator, and accumulators can't feed other accumulators. They can only feed like production machines. It'll only take power from an actual generator, which would be nuclear, steam, or solar.
Right, exactly.
And since CPUs and CPU cores were at a premium to try to pull this off, we had to go with solar.
Yeah, exactly. Totally makes sense. Wow, this is just crazy. So, I can't imagine how long it took to actually make all these solar panels.
Yeah,
It was-
for reference, if you were to walk from one side to the other side, it'd take you about 15 minutes without power suit armor.
It's unbelievable. That's just crazy.
I
Holy
remember
moly.
building this world.
Didn't it take us like 3 days?
It took us 3 days to build it,
Yeah,
and
I was gonna
every
say.
single blueprint drop was like a good 15 to 20 seconds for the server to actually register it.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I mean, this is
Yeah.
just sheer insanity here in the best way. Like, oh my god. Um, yeah, I'm glad we looked at this. Not much else to look at here. I mean, solar's pretty self-explanatory. This is just a crazy scale of it, ridiculous.
Yeah.
So where do you want to hop to next?
I'd say Refinery 1. This is what's doing all our petro.
Ooh.
All of your petro. Okay.
Well,
You get to
80% of it.
Yeah.
And I should actually throw some acid into the mix. We were supposed to take care of that. We forgot. Damn it.
I may have froze my game.
Oh, that's not good.
It'll take a second because now you have to unload the solar map. Give it a second.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's digesting. Give it a moment.
Takes just a moment. All right. So hopefully not as long as it took to load in.
No, it shouldn't take that long.
No, this one's a lot smaller. The map is a lot smaller here.
Okay, here we go.
I mean, you say a lot smaller, but it's still about 60 megabytes.
Yeah, but I mean that's pretty quick comparatively for sure. Okay, so all of the petro. This is okay. So yeah, holy this is all refining.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It's the top two smaller builds are taking care of acid and lube basically. All the bottom is petro and light oil. All of the bottom.
Great
Wow.
to look at.
And this is just
And
cranking it out.
you see how each rectangle is split into 4 quadrants? Each quadrant is as close as possible to draining a water pump, which is why we've split it into that bigger refinery.
Right.
In clusters, yeah. If you go up to 5 refineries per module per build, it'll actually be starving of water. So we stopped at 4, and it's working like gangbusters.
Wow, this is crazy. Um, so in the production, why does it not show production of like Petro?
Apparently.
Go to fluids.
Oh, it's just I'm an idiot. I haven't looked at
Yep.
fluids forever.
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep. Fluids.
okay,
This
so
we're
wow,
at 20 million per minute.
20
Petro.
million per minute, 23 million light, 3.3 million acid. This is per minute. I mean, all time is just we're over a trillion petroleum, all time.
Great. I just love
Trillion.
hearing that.
Yes.
Like, oh man, and the base tours I've done before, I mean, obviously they're just, they're on one computer, you can only do so much, but,
Yeah.
I we're like a couple billion is high. Now we're in the trillion, so this is pretty much unheard of, for sure. Holy
I think
hell.
we have a total of 11
Yeah,
machines.
It's a
11.
wholly different level of scales. Yeah, 11 actual physical boxes.
Okay, yeah, and then they're all
Yeah.
running. Yeah.
Yeah, and running virtual machines or bare metal. It's just a big. It's just a big collection of both good machines and junk that we've managed to shoehorn in to get the servers we needed to get to 300.
Yeah, and my understanding is 300 is actually above your goal. I think I was told it was going to be 200,
Yeah.
right?
Our original goal was 100 with a stretch goal of 200,
Wow.
and we had a lot of headroom. So we're like, let's go for 3.
Yeah,
And going for 3 crashed a lot of machines.
I bet.
and if I'm not mistaken, we actually hit 100k within the first 2.5 weeks.
That's so fast, actually.
Yeah, which is what drove us to do more.
Wow. How
Yeah,
many
we
people
got-
would
we
you
got
say
greedy.
like were working on it for the first few weeks?
For the first few weeks, there was like I'd
solid
say about
8 to
10,
10.
maybe 15 people working
Okay.
on it.
Wow. That's still
That
really
might be so
impressive.
And then for the last few, like 2 to 3 weeks, there's just no way you could physically build it legitimately. So we've been just to keep up with the material needs. We've had to go into admin mode. We've had to just duplicate servers. And like the factory just was hungry for more.
Yeah. Basically, at that point, it becomes just like optimization stuff. You can't be bothered like physically building like
Yeah, we can't wait. We can't wait for the bots. We can't manually build anything anymore. We
Yeah,
we
just-
literally have to like copy paste giant chunks of maps, or just duplicate entire maps so we have more iron, more
Yeah,
circuits.
because if we
Even-
built it all manually, it would just take way too long. It would take hundreds of hours.
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. So, for something like this, just because I know there's a lot of folks watching who maybe put off by the fact that that things aren't at this point aren't like legitimately built. For this type of thing, like the real challenge, I think, and such, and the real feat is like the initial engineering and design of things, and
Yes.
then like performance optimization to the max, and then like even logistics, even though you're teleporting between worlds, the logistics within the worlds, and making it all work. So that's like the real kind of masterpiece and challenge here, more so than like, hey, I manually built 50,000 or 2 million smelters or whatever it is. So yeah, that's just to clarify, that's really what's mind-blowing here, is just having it all work, the sheer production numbers, the design that went into all of it initially.
Yeah, and we have Steve Trov to thank for a lot of the best designs we've seen across the maps. Like me and Not Again have thrown in a couple here and there, like the acid build and the loop build, but honestly, well, Petro's me, but Steve Trov took care of just about everything else, all the science,
Wow, that is crazy.
all the best smelting.
I
Like,
I have something, I think.
Hey, the thing is, all our designs went down, and then Steve goes, I can do that better. Do you mind?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. B Nottigan would spend an entire afternoon on a build squeezing as much optimization as possible, and then he comes in. Okay, let me take a look at that, and just improves everything by like 20%. And it's like he's a genius.
I mean, yeah, it really sounds like it, and you really need someone, I feel like, to achieve this. Someone who's just like above all other people with the design. I mean, definitely way above what I could do. Huge props to Steve Trov.
And God bless the boy. He's not. He's a very humble guy. He's not an elitist, and he doesn't like puff up his chest saying that he's done this or he's done that. No, no, no. He's the most humble guy you'll ever meet, and he's a godsend for this. He was a godsend for this project.
Yeah, it really sounds like it. Really, really big props to him. This is just nuts. So yeah, this is one refinery world. There are others, of course. I would assume pretty much similar.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we want to hop to next here?
Quickly, if you have a look at this control panel down below, it actually has all the overrides and like.
Oh yeah, you can control the
they're
whole
built
server
on and
from where
off.
we're standing.
Oh wow.
You can literally shut down each build from right here. Each of these constant combinators that we can shut down. Well, we can turn petro up to full blast. We can turn light oil up to full blast, just to test like raw production. And we have all the circuit breakers right here, basically.
That is so cool. That is really, really awesome. Who put that together?
That's Nottigan. Nottigan
Okay.
made that. I made the UPS meter. He did the whole circuit breaker system.
Wow.
Don't worry, we'll get to the stuff that I did.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is.
Wow. Okay, I see. Yeah, so you can just flip a switch basically.
And now they're all going full tilt.
Yep, full blast.
There is another version of this where it actually has. This is getting ridiculous. It actually has usage sort of meters, if you will, and it has down below like a positive negative graph below. It shows you by how much it's under the limit and how much above the limit it is. So it has like a little meter below it. It was like a Generation 2 version of this I was making.
Oh, that's really neat. That's really cool.
And just so you know, the server you're standing on with all this madness happening, it's on a Core i3.
Seriously?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. It's on a Core i3 in a mini shoebox-sized desktop. One of those, like...
That's nuts. I would
Yeah.
never have thought.
Yeah, it's right under my elbow here in my desk. It's, like, basically in a drawer.
Oh my
And
god.
yeah, and it's running this in 2 other worlds.
That is so crazy. I mean, even like that just shows the optimization of Factorio. Like,
Yeah.
wow. So where do we want to hop to next?
Not again, you picked this time.
Me big this time, eh? Keen to show off rockets, but that might be a little bit later.
That's like grand finale. Research and rockets are the grand finale.
Yeah, I'm just keen to look at. Anyway,
Circuits, maybe?
it may be one of the circuit worlds, yeah. So
Alright,
I think we had.
Green Circuits 5.
Ooh,
I think.
green circuits.
Okay,
That's a good one.
I'll hop to Green Circuits 5 here. Man, I'm just like, I'm almost speechless here. I mean, this is just ridiculous. 300, even just
Yeah.
comprehending 300k science per minute, like, literally every 3.5 minutes, you're making a million science.
Yeah.
Which is, like, what? This is crazy. And don't worry, folks, for watching. We at the end when we go to research, we will see the science production numbers themselves and the totals, which is just unbelievable.
Yeah. You're kind of stating the same participation problem we've had for the last 2 months or so, because new players would log on. We try to promote ourselves a little bit, not a lot, but a little, and new players would log in just to see what they can contribute, and they just like they had no idea how they
Hmm.
could improve or add to it.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know really how you would at this point. Like, speaking of
Like
which,
without actually being a server manager, there's like no good way to add to the build unless you wanted to donate server space.
exactly. Oh man, just watching these circuits go is beautiful because they're like perfectly um, ratioed in production. You know, there's no just looking at these machines. It's basically perfect. I saw a stop there for a second, but overall, it's just like constantly going without
Yeah,
delays.
yeah, we literally had to engineer around maximum output or maximum material input, in with the true goal being to get assemblers that never stop. They're
Yeah,
never
which is what
short
you need.
on everything. They're never like backed up and trying to output material. No, no, it's just nonstop production.
If
Yeah,
only
this
we
is
used mine. Sad.
nuts. So 3.2 million circuits per minute, which and again when I mention these numbers, folks, this is just one world. This is not counting all worlds. Like, so there's 5 green circuit worlds, and this is one of
Yeah,
them. So one of them is making over 3 million a minute, and has all time made 72 billion green circuits on just this world.
yes.
Like, this is craziness. So this entire thing here, we're looking. I'm just standing in one teeny little section of 4 machines, 2 circuit producers, 2 copper producers, and this entire world is just this. And that's just, I mean, that's kind of the beauty of Clusterio and why it's so cool is because that's what it does. It allows you to do this and basically put each type of production on its own server.
We had to.
Yeah.
There's just literally no way to do a lot of combination servers. The
No.
few that we have are like low density structures and rocket control units. That's one of the, and of course fluids. Those are the
Right.
few combo servers we have. The rest is just dedicated to one product and one product only.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, that's the way to go for sure. Wow. So where to next? I mean, this is really, really cool. It's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, circuits are circuits. Pretty much everyone knows how it works. This is a pretty standard build. It's a 8 beacon, which again, super standard. So, um, it's just super cool.
And here's a nice little change of pace. We've got a train build for blue circuits too.
All right, I'm gonna hop over to blue circuits too. Ooh, yeah, trains. So there's not a lot of trains. I mean, there's some. There was some in the smelting, and then there's some obviously here, and then I believe there was some. Was there any trains in the mining
No,
worlds?
no, I
Okay,
don't think we ever used it for mining.
so you're just
I
mining
tried
directly into the teleporters.
Basically, that
Beacon
turned out to,
into the.
yeah, maximum or like highly beaconed miners directly into the teleporter.
Okay, okay. Um,
Just
that makes sense. Yeah, I do remember seeing that. And with the mining productivity you have, which we'll get to near the end when we show off science, you said you only really need like one patch in a server, or just one server, or
now, since our mining productivity is ridiculously high, we only need one server for all the ore feeding the cluster.
that's so crazy. Oh man. This is blue circuits. I'm recognizing this train build, basically exactly like the smelting it looks like, but circuits, and you're actually mixing 3 circuits in the train, which is really interesting.
Oh
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
there's space in the same wagon that provides the circuit supply is doing the circuit delivery. This is Steve Trav written all over it.
Oh yeah. And I mean, this is definitely, I think, the most efficient way you can possibly go because it's obviously minimizing trains extensively. You
Mhm.
know, if you can go from
Yeah.
one train doing all that, you know, go to that from 3 trains. If you did one per item type, it's like a huge reduction. And trains, people may not realize, but when you get
Mhm.
enough trains, like that does impact UPS for sure.
Yeah, the more material you're moving in in a single set of wagons, the better. Big trains help servers.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, so I'm just gonna run up real quick to these builds and take a look. So yeah, red and greens are being imported with the teleporters and then trained over, and then it looks like 8 beacon builds again. Blue circuits are being made here, and sulfuric acid is being teleported over, of course, and sent in. These things are just cranking. We have 240k blue circuits a minute, which is nuts. Again, like, you know, blue circuits are super expensive, so
They are very
that is,
expensive.
yeah, that is no small number. And again, only one. This is only one world out of 3 or 2. So just insane. And even on this one, it's 7.6 billion blue circuits just here. Just ridiculous.
Eating up about 30 gigawatts of power to just produce all of this.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, you can see why the power world, like why that was so much power. You know, each one of these worlds is like at least 30 gigawatts or so. And if we
Yeah,
look at consumption here too, yeah.
we had to over engineer power a lot. In fact, we tried to do it with nuclear. A quack tried to do it with nuclear,
Hmm.
and the server would like tank in UPS before we even got like 12 or like 30 gigawatts out. And we
Yeah, I
need,
think I think I was able to place down 170 nuclear cores before it started dropping 60 FPS or 60 UPS rather.
Really? That
yeah,
fast?
yeah.
And
It tanked horribly down to like 40 UPS, I remember.
yeah,
And
and keep in mind
it was
these
producing a fraction of what the solar worlds were doing.
yeah, and keep in mind these nuclear reactors rather, were highly optimized, like almost to the point where you could fit the most amount of efficiency in one little area, if you will.
Hmm. Yeah.
And just from the heat pipes and the steam and the water, plus the shuffling of uranium and nuclear fuel and reactor fuel back and forth, it was just too much for the server to handle and give decent electricity output.
Yeah, I mean, nuclear is just like a performance hog, really.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Wow. So, where to next? As if it could get crazier.
Well,
It definitely
LDSRCU
does.
1 is pulling 80 gigawatts.
Holy
Oh
moly.
boy.
Wow. Is that like one of the highest power consumers?
I think
It's
so.
up there.
Oh yeah, LDS is power hungry, extraordinarily power hungry.
All right, I'm gonna hop there real quick, and then that can probably bring us into the rocket server,
Yeah,
I'd imagine.
we're already on rocket materials, so we might as well do rockets next.
Oh yeah. Oh Nelly. Okay. So okay. Uh the trains again. So many trains. How many
Let's
trains are on this map? Let me see here. 360 just on this world. Wow. And these are big trains
for,
too.
force everything on.
We tried to get uh, a sixth, wait, one, two, three, four, five, seventh train onto each build,
Mm-hmm.
but the designs were locking up because of just signaling.
Right.
Just by extending it to one extra free production track, eliminated all pathing, all train pathing issues that we were having. And when we
Interesting.
have, yeah, and when you have this many trains all begging for a station at the same time, UPS tanks tanks into the floor.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I bet for sure.
Adding the extra track per build made the pathing go smoothly, and everything just started actually producing in real time.
Man, what a satisfying feeling. This is nuts. Like, actually, looking at production, I have to say this is probably the craziest out of all the production I've seen. Because like these are really expensive items, especially low density structures. Anyone who's launched a rocket or made these, in any sort of bulk, knows LDSs are really expensive, and they're making 180,000 per minute on just the server. That is so crazy.
We
Yeah,
got like
and
what, 4 of
as you
them.
can see, and we have the little cutoffs on each of the output belts. Just when the actual rocket control units are satisfied, it stops the belt. It's the
Okay,
easiest
yeah.
possible way, yeah, to just cut production so that all the materials that were feeding the rocket control units can go elsewhere in the cluster.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. That's really smart. Um, this is just like, man, I struggle, like, even in my mega base stuff, I struggle to make, like, I don't know, like 20k a minute. Like, this is just ridiculous.
This is
And
very processor intensive. It really is.
oh yeah, yeah, for sure. I imagine. This is 7 billion low density structures on the server
Yeah,
alone all time.
yeah,
Holy God. The other stat, which is pretty nuts, is the nuclear fuel used. Like
yeah.
200,000 nuclear fuel used for the trades here. Oh my
I like
God. This is just, I mean, that's not something you see. Wow. Just wow. Um, so, I think it can go a little more nuts even in the rocket world, from what I'm hearing.
yes.
Put your sound down.
Yeah,
It's worth
so
it.
everyone watching, fair warning, lower your
It's gonna
volume.
get loud.
And I'm going to, I can't really lower it too well in the video, but I'm going to kind of offset my headphones. So here you go. There's your warning, viewers. Lower your volume, please. Um, Although it is not allowing me to connect.
Wait a sec.
Cannot establish
Probably too many
communication.
people. Yeah, you'll have to try it again. Probably too many people jumping in at the same time.
All right, I'm going to connect
There we
back to
go.
the LDS and then... Okay, am I good to join it?
Go.
Yeah.
All right. All right, now lower your sound. Here we go. You got 2 seconds. I'm like sitting here with my headphones pulled part way off.
I'll give it a second.
There we
Oh,
go. It's between launches right now. I'll set off a launch. Let me go to the control panel. You
All of
go
them.
ahead. Get in the middle of the silos.
So we have
Oh, here it
505
comes.
silos.
Here it comes.
Oh, dear Lord.
that's 504 rockets gone.
104 rockets just went off, guys. Oh my God, that was so loud but so satisfying.
It's
It's
Now,
glorious.
the only problem is you can't zoom out enough and still see the rockets enough to appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what I was like scrolling through my mouse and I'm like, please let me zoom more.
and
Oh
now
man.
all the silos are refilling in real time, and within yeah, here we go.
Here we go again. You can see almost 400k of every LDS, RCU, and rocket fuel per minute consumption there. 400,000 almost. 500k science, space science made in the last minute. All right, here we go again, folks.
Where's the? Where is the? Have we got a launch button? Where is that? Or is it a limit?
Did you
button?
lose it? You lost a
You don't
little
lose
bit,
it.
didn't?
Oh.
So they basically wait then, I'm assuming, until the science drops below a certain amount.
Yeah, they wait until white science actually goes down below a threshold, and then it triggers all the it triggers all the satellites. There we go.
Here we go.
Launch detected.
God.
Oh my
Great.
god. Oh, I could just like sit here and watch this. This is ridiculous.
It's
Uh-oh.
amazing, and you were here from the end of one launch to the beginning of the next. It only took that long to use that much white bottles.
Oh my god. So yeah, there's an idea of the science. Yeah, just that time that we were sitting there, it used that much white science, and also consumed obviously that many of the materials to make rockets. Like, this is just crazy. I
Yeah,
don't even
'cause-
really have words at this point.
Yeah, because all of this is completely circuit controlled. It only launches the rockets if we need the white bottles.
Hmm.
And you know for a fact that every silo drops 1,000 bottles per launch
Yep, exactly.
with a
Just
maximum stack of 2,000.
this is just nuts. Also, a quick note: this is one of the only worlds where we've seen bots. Viewers, if it, just take note of how fast these bots are moving. It's because their bot speed is, a little bit ridiculous, both in speed and price. I look at really quick the bonuses here: 1,865% movement speed. While I'm in here, mining prod is at 4,000%. Like,
Mhm.
okay, that's a little bit crazy. Oh, here we go again.
Do like how the game is managing to launch all the rockets at the exact same time. There's no like, sort of off timing. They're all
Yeah.
in sync.
Well, it's all based
Yeah.
on cluster need for white bottles. So the minute it drops below the 10 million threshold for for white bottles in reserve, that's when all the rockets launch to add
I'm
more
more,
white bottles to the system.
more thinking that the fact that it's keeping in sync, like the game is keeping the rockets in sync, like that's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is really impressive. Wow. Um,
Here we go.
all right.
Just
I think I'm
constant.
gonna hop to research, because this is really loud. Um,
Yeah.
so let's see. Research
Research
one.
one. One lab world for the entire cluster, where all the actual science per minute happens.
All right, here we go. This is where some of the really crazy numbers are gonna show up, and also where we get to test. You guys were very kind enough to save a special research for us to test to show exactly how quick this goes. So here we are. This entire thing, this massive section of blue, is labs. That there's a casual 20,000 labs on here to do all the science.
Each chunk, it does 20,000 science per minute.
Wow. Like each like line.
Each like oval build,
Oh, okay.
yeah, each block does 20,000, and we have 15 blocks for a total of 300,000 science per minute.
This is crazy, man. So yeah, we look at production 50 hours. It's slightly under, but basically 300,000 science per minute of every single science, minus military, because not really needed. And that's 50 hours. It's a good kind of thing to look at, like to really determine the true production amount. Even per minute, we are at 300,000 if we just look at a minute, in 10 minutes.
And yeah, the numbers don't lie. We've had a few glitches. You see a few drops in
But
production.
but how can you not, like, at this scale with this much stuff going on? that's not really I don't really count that as a negative. All things considered, just beyond impressive. Even 10 minutes or an hour is 300,000 a minute, which is good enough for me. And in 1 hour, you've made 18 million of every single science.
Yeah.
Like nuts. And looking at research, you'll notice the research isn't moving. So because that's where on bot speed 31, which is 4.2 trillion science packs. Never before have I seen this number on a research. 4.2 trillion. Like, a lot of the mega bases, the bot speeds, they cost like 250 million per, 500 million per, maybe a billion. We're even outside of the billions. We're in 4.2 trillion science per bot speed. Absolutely unbelievable. And mining prod even is at 400. Even mining prod is almost a million per.
Mm-hmm. And mining prod is actually going quicker than bot speed.
Oh yeah, I imagine for sure. Like
since we're down to one mining world, we actually don't have a need for mining prod anymore. It's crazy. I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah, I mean it's especially at this scale too. So yeah, I was actually a little
I
mistaken.
think per productivity level, I think it nearly gives us 1 million more per minute of each ore.
That's like wow. It's just so crazy. But even like the crazy thing too is at this scale, 1 million per minute is like not actually that much. It's a lot, but it's not. And yeah, I was actually mistaken looking at these. The 4.2 trillion was all those added up, but even just this one is 67 billion, which is still a number I've never seen in research before. So this is just crazy. And I want to really quick before we queue up the special science, I'm going to take a look at the all-time. So from the life of this server, there's been so much. About 6.8 billion research consumed and basically made of every single research minus military again, of course, which even that is 337 million, but almost 7 billion of each research type. So crazy.
24 hours a day. If we can keep the servers up 24 hours a day.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Yeah, so even 50 hours, basically the last 2 days, has been almost a billion. 877 million. This is just so crazy. So
Quackers has blown out his circuit breakers a few times.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he has a lot of his servers running from a houseboat. So I have no idea what the power grid is on a houseboat, but
I was gonna say, how is that working? Does he have like a generator running all the time? Oh my gosh. So as a test to show off the production here, they saved a science. They saved the follower count, robot follower count 201, and because of how the science scales for it, it only costs 20,000. I say only. A lot of mega bases I've done are like 5,000, 6,000 science per minute, which would do this pretty quick, couple minutes. This is gonna happen like seconds.
You can watch it.
Yeah,
Go.
like this will happen in way less than a minute. So you can go ahead and start it when ready.
That's good.
There we go. That's boom. 20 each one of these. 20,000. 20,000 science gone. Every single one of these is 20,000 science, guys. Like it's nothing. Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel like, we're at a point where I don't even think you could deploy this many bots.
You know what's funny? That's funny. I think the bottleneck here is the start and stop of the researchers, like between them.
It really does almost seem that way, doesn't it? Yeah. So I mean, yeah, if you just want like a bajillion bot follower count, I mean, this you would have to sit here and queue them up because by the time you leave and come back, it's gonna be done with them easily.
Yeah, get up, have a drink. It's done.
Yeah, 20,000 sites. Go on. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, this is absolutely nuts. Just crazy, just craziness.
So while this is happening, it's still running at 60 UPS.
Yeah, that too. Like, pretty well too. You know, I'm only at like 8 update time, so you know, it's not even like bumping the edge here. Just so
God,
We
Yeah,
actually
money
had to
productivity
swap this map to a different server because it was doing like 40 UPS yesterday afternoon, and we're like, hold on, his Node 6 not pulling the weight. We got to do something.
Yeah. Wow. Well, there we go. Now, was there one or two things Quackers wanted to show me? I see he's muted. I don't know if he's here, or if you guys want
Yeah.
to show me.
I want to just have like the big mall. I don't know what happened. It had a bit of a rollback, but we made a little micro mall, which we've been playing around with.
The mini mall
So
server.
we've got, yeah, the mini mall. We've been putting
Yeah,
some silly builds on there, just testing builds to see if we can outdo each other in really useless things like
Radars.
radars per minute, landfill per minute.
I heard something about pistols per minute.
Yeah, there's pistols per minute. Yeah, that's on the big mod. What is it, like 150,000 pistols per minute?
Man, that even tops my number of pistols generated per minute. Oh man. All right, let's see. Radars. So if we take a look here.
We had to use cars to do it.
Had you
Single assembler.
So you're making like 400 radar a minute, 500 landfill a minute, and that doesn't seem like much, but landfill's really expensive. You know, it's easy to forget. Landfill's like 20 stone a piece.
Mm-hmm.
So
Landfill's at 800. Oh, sorry. There's two different landfill. Look at grass landfill.
oh yeah, 800 per minute. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know. I guess you could place that much landfill in a minute with bots, maybe. Just unbelievable. This is hilarious.
And then the radars per minute was. Yeah.
The radar with all the belts snaking around just to get more plate into the assembler. Single assembler.
Yeah, I see all them like all curving around here, just to creatively try to get them in. This is hilarious. Oh man, I love it.
Ridiculous. This was just silly. This was designed as a backup for when the big mall wasn't online.
Mhm.
We just created a little one, and then we got a little bit sidetracked, and we decided to make ammo. Then was it good?
Oh my
Then
gosh.
more jump into the ridiculous assembly of radars and stuff. Yeah, this one. Why did this one stop?
Don't
Whether
landfill
that
too.
one's like-
So many
is
cars.
that the one with that's like outputting through the car into the belt?
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, no wonder there's no gears in the system anymore. Burnt them all out. Look.
Oh, we cleaned out the gears. That's right. We wanted
Oh,
to make
man.
our own gear assembler, which is why we did the other build. Okay.
So all time, you know, just in case you need 5 million radars, that's what you've made all time. You know, 5.7 million landfill, which I know, you know, you go through landfill quick, but I'm not sure. That's just
Oh, have
like
you
crazy.
seen the copper wire here? You cannot make copper wire any faster than this.
Let me see here. Gotta try to make my way down there so I can open it up. This is copper wire. Yeah, copper wire is like really, especially exporting it too, can be really hard.
2.6 thousand per minute. Single assembler.
Single assembler. The
Single
bar just
assembler.
isn't even like, it just goes like halfway and then like restart like The numbers, I'm just seeing like double numbers too. Like this is just insanity. This poor assembler is like on speed or something. I mean, it is speed. It is on speed. Oh my god, this is hilarious.
Yeah. On more practical terms, this mini mall is pretty much feeding most of the actual nuclear fuel for the rest of the cluster,
Oh
and
really?
it's all feeding and it's feeding off this one uranium patch that I'm standing next to.
And that is an excellent demonstration of the mining prod. Like
Yeah.
this is just,
This
yeah. I mean,
one little-
hmm?
Yeah, this one little patch, 8 drills, takes care of all the uranium we need cluster wide for the nuclear fuel, the train fuel.
So 2 miners fills up an entire blue belt.
Oh my god. One thing I would love to see, I don't have the materials, or actually I do. If you don't mind, I'm gonna take up one of the belt sections and put a chest down so I can show how fast this chest fills. All right, so I don't even know. Hopefully, I can click it fast enough. So this is just 2 miners. We're filling a slot about every 3 or 4 seconds. Like we can just see the numbers going up in the GUI here. And this is just 2 miners. In fact, the prod bar is like basically broken at this point. You know, it's just ridiculous. This is just nuts. And here shortly, we're about to have an iron chest of of uranium full in like less than a minute, probably. Boom, full. Like, this is just crazy. Well, I think that is a good place to wrap up. You guys have been awesome. This is a huge feat of building, engineering, designing, server management. Like, definitely. I mean, this is obviously the biggest. I think this is like the biggest production numbers ever. You know, it's not obviously on one map. Some people may discount it, but overall, in general, this is the highest production numbers I think that's ever been achieved.
And it's all run by 3 maniacs that had servers to throw at it.
Yes. Yes, which is also ridiculous. Man, I really appreciate you guys letting me come on before you close it down and showing me around. This has been a pleasure and really just kind of mind-boggling. I did have to go sit somewhere and stare at a wall for a few minutes. It's unbelievable. So I think I'm
Many
gonna.
walls you're looking at once.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
This will be on till Friday afternoon if you want to come back and just tour yourself around if you want.
Yeah, if I have time, I will try to hop on and tour myself around a bit more, see stuff we didn't see. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. This has been awesome. Just extremely well done. Like I'm beyond impressed and blown away. I would have given up a long time ago for sure.
Thank you so much. We're glad you came by.
Absolutely, my pleasure. I'm sure people will enjoy it. So I'm gonna hop off here. Thanks again, guys.
Yep.
Alrighty, folks, that's gonna do it. I hope you enjoyed. I know it was a long one. You know, maybe not quite as much detail and commentary as I normally do, but I did want to get the guided tour from the guys on here, and this is just. You know, I know I said crazy a lot, ridiculous a lot, you know, same phrases, but I didn't really know what else to say, honestly. Like, a lot of times I am just at a loss for words at how else to describe some of this. This is really unbelievable. You know, 300,000 science every freaking minute. This is just nuts. So I hope you all enjoyed as much as I did. This has been a true pleasure. Just huge props and congratulations to everyone who worked on this and these guys for running the servers and helping build, and everyone else who did. And Steve Troff, who I haven't, you know, I didn't get the pleasure to talk to here, you know, as I said, designed a lot of this stuff, which, you know, for one person is just crazy. So really amazing. There will be more base tours to come. I have quite a few really cool, you know, obviously normal on one map mega bases queued up. to look at here as I get time. If you did enjoy it, I would love to hear below. I'd love to hear your thoughts below. If you did enjoy it, a like is much appreciated so other people can find this too. Hopefully maybe be inspired or awed, dumbfounded, whatever the reaction may be. If you're new to the channel, feel free to keep subscribe and turn on notifications to keep up with more crazy stuff like this. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.